Probably.
Alright guys, I'm back, and as requested, I do have Dr. Science, Mr. Aaron Lacluzet here.
I will do my best not to pound on the table. It's apparently very loud.
I had to yell at John. He was doing the flip,
Yeah.
and he was on the table the whole time. Oh, it was driving me nuts. Thank you all for tuning in today. We had a fantastic turnout and a fantastic tournament. Had a lot of fun broadcasting, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I know I look weird because I'm looking at my laptop over here instead of at the camera. Any final notes from you, Clues? I know the stream wanted to see you. You guys have any questions for Dr. Clues?
Yes, so the tournament went really well. I don't have a lot of experience with Vintage. I've only judged a couple of Vintage tournaments. Vintage as a format is not what most people think it is if they're not fans of Vintage. It was a lot slower than I expected. We didn't have tons of matches going to time, but we certainly had a lot of matches taking up a lot of the 50 minutes. The common belief is that Vintage is essentially, okay, here's what we do. We'll roll a d6. If I win, I won game one.
Right.
And since it's 3 games, I won the match.
Exactly.
Because I won game one, you'll win game
That's
two.
only if you're playing shops.
Yeah.
If you're playing workshops, that's usually how it works out.
Right.
You keep a good hand on the play, lock out your opponent, and then just eventually play Lodestone Golems and Slash Panthers and win.
So we had a lot of good matches today. I think everybody seemed to have a good time. Good turnout, 25 people in the shop playing Vintage. Tomorrow is Legacy, which is my preferred format, so I look forward to seeing lots of
I believe
Legacy.
we have a playset of Jace's on the line tomorrow?
I think Jace's may be on the line tomorrow.
Yeah, so should have a reasonable number of people coming out for that. Obviously,
higher stakes.
We won't be the only people playing Legacy tomorrow, but I do hope some of you will turn in.
Yeah, now here's the question I have for you.
Uh-huh.
So we start at, noon tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow's event will be starting at noon.
Okay, so normally here at Atomic Empire in Durham, North Carolina, it's a great shop.
Absolutely.
We have Sunday Legacy at regular REL at 2.
Right.
Will we do that? Will we run regular REL Legacy for the people who scrub out of the competitive REL Legacy tournament?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't see why not either.
Somebody asked. It might be like closer to 2:30 depending on the end of round 2 of the big tournament. But
somebody asked if we were going to have Vintage side events tomorrow, and well, if we get 8 people to want to
play
we
Vintage, tried that last Eternal weekend, but we didn't really get the turnout we wanted.
I feel like a lot of the Vintage players will actually just play Legacy tomorrow.
Well, it's like we had Vintage with a Legacy side event,
and
then we had Legacy with a Vintage side event, and the side events didn't really happen.
Right.
Because people, where they came down for Vintage, they just came down for the one day. They weren't staying the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't think we bothered to try that this time.
Yeah. So hopefully you all enjoyed the stream. We enjoyed bringing it to you. Anybody got any questions? Anything they'd like to know?
The only people featuring Legacy with a chat room. That is a very good point.
This is true.
You will actually be able to interact with me tomorrow and possibly with the players in a limited fashion should I feel like relaying your questions in between games. Like with Braverman, asking why he cracked that fetch and then sacrificed his other land. Now we know. We asked him and he told us.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe. Oh, don't sue me, Hasbro.
That's
I'm just kidding. Don't sue me.
Yeah, Hasbro. Don't sue us.
Leave us alone. It's cool. It's cool. I'm your friend. I like you.
Send us cards.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we could get more of the Magic My Little Pony crossover, that'd be great. Because Ultra Pro now makes a My Little Pony mat. Although it's not actually available for sale yet, but I've seen it.
Oh my goodness, really? I
know
they had a deck box coming.
I actually have one. Papa Crowley picked one up at Gen Con.
Oh, Gen Con, okay.
Yeah, and he brought it back, and I was just ecstatic to see it. And so I got it from Papa Crowley.
Mac Money, you are absolutely welcome. I will be going through. I am going to do that, Tom, just as quick as we sign off. I'm going to be taking a few minutes going back and making highlights of the actual matches.
Do people like the highlights? From
if you'll notice on our profile page, you'll notice we have some highlights from last night's Legacy event. I will be doing the same. All the matches that we broadcast today, I will be making highlights of them as soon as we sign off here before I leave the store. So those will be up for you to enjoy. You'll be able to go back and watch the earlier rounds that you may have missed because you didn't know we were broadcasting, or I had one guy from New Zealand. It was 3 a.m. when we started.
Oh, yeah.
So, he kind of missed the first couple of rounds. The stream was great. Thank you, Shrew Armies. Shrew. Your name is now Shrew. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. Atomic Empire. At atomic_empire is our Twitter handle.
Yep.
I should talk to the store about getting on the Twitch profile, come to think of it. I'm glad you mentioned that, Mr. Cucumber.
That is a good point.
And thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the Legacy highlights. I hope you also enjoyed the impromptu interview with clues, and of
Yep.
course the segment with Thomas talking about today's event was a lot of fun to put him on the spot and record. That was enjoyable. So I do believe we are going to sign off now. I have been doing this for quite a long time. As you can tell, I'm picking up on allergies or a cold or something, and I've been sniffling like crazy all afternoon, so I'm going to do stuff and go pass out. And we will see you folks tomorrow. Thank you all for coming.
Noon Eastern. Be here.
And I'm going to awkwardly adjust the mouse from over here and click things and say good night. Adieu.